Today we're talking about battle rap's Geechi Gotti.
Tyrus Crew, Anthony Ellison, Laquan Miller, and Marcus Fantroy, also known as rapper Geechi Gotti.
I am a huge battle rap fan. I've been watching battle rap since URL, Smack, King of the Dot, like before all of these new leagues that we have now even existed. When Geechi Gotti first came on the scene, I already had my favorites in place. I was not trying to hear anybody new, but he won me over fairly quickly. He won me over in his first battle. He won me over from the moment Coffee was in the crowd saying, "Get comfortable." So Geechi Gotti made headlines recently for robbing a string of pharmacies. So when I heard that, I was like, come again?
Thousands of opioid pills recovered.
So 4 men from California are now charged here in Butler County. And tonight, newly released body camera video shows how quickly police caught up with them.
The initial traffic stop on I-75 in Westchester was short-lived.
I found out this information watching the Joe Budden podcast. Your Patroni, if you're part of the JBP, put JBP in the comments because I need to find my people. I don't know nobody else that watches the pod in real life. So yeah, we need to squad up. But I was like, how Geechi get fired on his day off? You got fired for stealing boxes of pills, my nigga? And I know it's not a funny situation, it's not a laughing matter, but I was honestly so confused by this information. Because when it comes to battle rap, he rose through the ranks really quickly. He became one of battle rap's elite. So when I look at these people, I feel like they're getting a certain type of bag. Now, we also know they come from a very specific background, some of them, and it was no secret what type of company Geechi kept. Even seeing him on the Almost a Pod podcast with Jazz the Rapper, like I love Geechi and Jazz's chemistry. You know what I mean? They were super funny, super cute on screen together, like their opinions and going back and forth. One of them have a bad battle, they clowning the other one. Like that was just something good for the culture, something good to watch. I have some clips from the Joe Budden podcast. I want to go over what each cast member thought about the situation, and then I'll give you my opinion.
But I know you got something cooking.
Didn't we just buy some like Lucky Charms or something?
Come again, say what?
Didn't we just buy Lucky Charms or Frosted Flakes? One of those that you like?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure we got something in there, but that ain't what I'm looking for.
But basically, Ish and Mona both agreed that, like, Geechi, you shouldn't be doing this as a rapper, babe. Like, okay, we understand that when you start rapping, when you start doing music, even content creation, when you start getting a shine, you are wherever you were at, wherever you live at, whatever you was doing, wherever you worked at, or whatever your hustle is, you're doing what you're doing. But once you start getting that notoriety, if you are doing something illegal, you should probably stop. You should probably stop. So they were like, look, yes, you come from this background, but if you're a battle rapper, if you're pulling in these millions of views, and battle rap did get a huge boost in how much they were making at a certain period of time. We saw when the money came, when the venues got bigger, when celebrities was hosting the battles, when they had the battle at, and Drake was there, or Meek and Busta was there, and they giving them shout outs in the crowd. We saw that. And we saw when the bag left too, and the venues got smaller, and the crowds changed. You know what I mean? So we were aware. An oxymoron. You damned if you do and you damned if you don't. Because if Geechi Gotti, allegedly, if he was struggling for money, he couldn't just go and work at the post office. He couldn't just go get a job at Dollar General. Because if he did, that next battle, he's gonna get clowned. Like somebody's gonna be like, hey, yo, I said. Like they would be ready to clown him if he went and got a regular job. They gave Arsenal bars about being a bus driver. And that was like 20 years ago. And they still clowning this man about having a job. So I understand the need to want to keep up appearances. But if you are hurting for money, don't go do the crime that you've already done interviews about, telling about the crime that you were doing.
The time we in there trying to get the pills. You feel me? The lean, everything. That's what these is doing. That's what they popping. That's what they own. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what's popping with, like, so we go get it, we booming. I done already did this before. You know what I'm saying? Like this so it was second nature.
So you a pharmacy robber. You rob pharmacies.
No, I ain't gonna say I do. Listen, I did at that time.
Ish and Mona was saying they understand that battle rappers aren't getting a lot of money. They're not getting a lot of money like they used to get not too long ago. But they do have to keep up appearances, just like any rapper, any entertainer, any content creator. So Joe and Ice were on the other side of that. And they're saying, as a rapper, you should not be doing crime, and you definitely should not be doing certain crime. Robbing pharmacies is crazy. Geechi Gotti was caught in the car with over 3,000 pills. And there's footage where he said, "What did I do?" And the officer said, "Your name is such and such, and we've been watching you rob pharmacies." This wasn't by chance.
Westchester police arrested 4 men from California.
Why are y'all arresting? Because your name's Anthony Ellison, you've been breaking into pharmacies all over the place.
And
this is bad, you guys. This is bad. And I know if you do the crime, you know what I mean? But like, why when we watch movies are we rooting for the bank robber? We're always rooting for the bad guy. Like, I know they did it, but I don't want to see another black man go to jail. Like, I don't. Mona's rebuttal to Joe, who said, as a rapper, you shouldn't be doing this, is some niggas from the hood don't know anything else but what they know. Some just know robbing, some just know stealing, some just know dealing. But if you're a dude from those circumstances and you have a brain, if you have a different thought pattern, if you have a different hustle and motivation than you, then you already have a leg up on everybody else, so you shouldn't be moving like that. And, you know, they went back and forth for a while because Joe was like, it doesn't matter if you're smart. It's circumstances. It's luck. It's, yes, I'm smart, but I did some bullshit. And if I had got caught doing that, then my life looks completely different. But luckily, I didn't get caught doing that. So that's why you see the success and the person that you see today, because I was able to grow and mature, and I wasn't put in even worse circumstances by being caught doing my crimes.
Thinking about your fame and how it's relative to why you can't get a job, then you should also be thinking about your fame and how it's relative to why you should not be robbing a string of pharmacies and getting in a Camry with 3 other niggas and then running off. You're not even a runner.
Well, look.
Wait, no, you mute up. Hold up for a minute. You can't run. You can't run. I'm questioning. You can't run, nigga.
Yo, you seen the video, Mark?
No. Yo, you're not even a getaway driver.
Yo,
they got you. Oh, I said they laid the thing out. Sorry, they got the car. You made it a centimeter.
Not even from here to that
like,
camera.
what are we doing?
Right
No.
They didn't even want to shoot you.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Yo.
Tell me who you agree with the most from the JBP. Do you agree with Ish, Mark, Ice, Mona, or Joe? Then Hitman Holla chime in. You know, and I love the battle rap community sticking together. Like, I really do appreciate that. But I think his message was a little skewed. One, by privilege.
You know what I'm saying? Joe Budden, them laughing at Geechi. Geechi just sitting on that couch. When nobody laughing at Geechi and Geechi's on that couch. That's what happens, bro. I just want y'all to know.
And 2, you know, he was basically saying, oh, like, the JBP didn't keep it real. Geechi was up there. They wasn't saying this stuff to his face. Like, when people come up there, they do generally try to uplift them and, you know, just big them up. Some people say they glazing. I don't personally think they glaze, unless the person deserves to be glazed. You know what I mean? Hitman Holla took battle rap, you know. Clarence lived at home with both parents. No, but seriously. You know, Hitman did have both parents. He had his brother. They were playing ball. Like, they had a community. He had a lot of people following him and supporting him in battle rap. And then he transitioned to Wildin' Out. Wildin' Out is on there 238,000 season. So Hitman was able to get multiple bags and get different streams of income from battle rap. Like, Wildin' Out put him in a whole different stratosphere. So whether there was money in battle rap or not, he wasn't hurting. We don't know what type of situation Geechi was in. And he was quoted by saying, look, yes, I made so much money, but I blew that. When you give somebody from a certain poor mentality a lot of money, most of the time they do blow through it because they're not used to having it anyway. So, my opinion, I don't know what type of situation Geechi was in. I'm just really sad that it happened. I'm just waiting to see, what happens from here, because I feel like he's an extremely talented battle rapper. He's somebody that he has something you can't teach. The way that when he's telling a story and he's painting these scenarios with his verses and with his words, you can see it. You can feel it. Like, he's very descriptive. He can put you in a frame of mind, in a scene.
To the garden, I'm only here to put hands on y'all king. I was in the hood selling hand to hand to the fiends. I'm talking dope. Sometimes it was fake. Gave one smoker so much soap the nigga came back clean. Y'all know what I mean?
If Geechi Gotti needed a hustle, if he needed a side hustle, if he needed some funds, I wish he had taken another avenue. Only because he did an interview with Queen's Flip. Queen's Flip is on the Joe Budden podcast right now, detailing, saying, I used to rob pharmacies.
We had already bust this, we gone. We already did this before. This like second nature. Walgreens got robbed in the city where this is, so they don't know what's going on. They just take us down for like suspicion and motherfucking possession. You feel what I'm saying? Possession of a gang of narcotics. Eventually, though, the city who it was ended up catching up and calling around, and you know what I'm saying, coming and trying to put their stamp on it. Like, nah, them got to be the same motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we lost.
To do this, and this, and that's how I would get my money, by robbing pharmacies. If there's a possibility you're going to continue to do the crime, don't talk about the crime, okay? And I know King Von is a very different situation. I love King Von as a rapper. I'll go bar for bar with you right now if we play Took Her to the Up. But King Von pretty much said, I did this. The body is over there. This is who was with me. Like, it was too detailed. So when it all, like, there is no reason why I can watch a 4-hour documentary and they play a song and then show me a crime report and it all matches up. That shouldn't happen. I even see with Dirk, they're about to play like 3 or 4 of his songs in court right now. And we can't talk about people, we can't say snitching when you're telling on yourself, you guys. Like, come on, bro. But anyway, I think it's really, really unfortunate that this had to happen with anybody. I'm a huge supporter of the battle rap community. I know Sue Surf is about to come home. I hope we can all come together and show Geechi Gotti any type of support. Like, I don't know what can really be done at this time, but I hope everything works out. And maybe it's a misunderstanding. It's hard to be a misunderstanding when you already talked about, like, this is how I get to it. But I'm hoping for the best. Yeah, Geechi is just an immense talent. You know what I mean? Being from the West Coast, being gang affiliated, being a Crip, like, the circumstances were already drawn. The circumstances were drawn for him. And I know sometimes that can be hard to get up out of. Sometimes when you get money, it can become even harder to get up out of because you don't know who he felt obligated to. You don't know who he might have owed. You don't know how many people he was trying to get out of the hood with him. We see the situation with Glorilla and her sister, and people feeling like, I struggle with you, so now you owe me. It's just so many factors and so many reasons as to why he may have done what he did that I don't want to pass judgment. Do you think rappers should feel an obligation to keep up appearances just for the internet or just for the fans who would clown them or roast them? And it's Black History Month, bro. Like, I just wish as a people, when we see people that tend to have like this overnight success where we know they come from the hood, we know they might not have standard education, we know they don't have financial education, somebody who's already been getting to it, somebody who is in these places and saying, hey, he can rap real good, Smack, Beasley, whoever, let's get him with a financial advisor. So when he gets us $250,000 from this battle, when he gets $15,000 from these 8 battles he has lined up, he's not gonna blow it and then be forced to do something to put himself back in a bad position. And that should go for whether you're getting signed to a record label, whether you're in your first motion picture. You know, when you come out of college and you get your degree and you get a job at the Fortune 500. If you come from, you know, they have scholarships based on people's backgrounds. So if you come from a certain background, not only should they show you, here's how you rise through the ropes real fast, but here's how you maintain. Because at the end of the day, all of this could have been avoided. Do you think Geechi Gotti made a dumb decision, or do you think he might have been doing what he needed to do out of necessity? Let me know in the comments. Prayers to Geechi Gotti. Thoughts and prayers to everyone involved.
Is caffeine the best shit to happen to battle rap? I said yeah, because it, you know, gave niggas money.
You goddamn right.
Wait, yes or no, Geech? Because
Yes, hell yeah. Still the love. Need it.
He ain't no question about it. But listen to EK's stance on it.
Okay, let me hear some.
Once niggas got used to that much money and it went away, now we got like GOAT tier niggas battling for $500 on Gates of the Garden, Geech.
Just do it. You supposed to make good moves with it. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to, you know what I'm saying, do different things with it, man. You can't just blow it all in one place. You can't really blame them. That's kind of the same thing that happened with like what's that, PPP loans, the EDD loans.
Crazy. You know he just said that.
Crazy.
I wake up, I cook up, I cook up, I cook up. I think they watching me. Ooh, if they watching me, I know they wanna steal my